not gonna waste any time, y'all. I'm gonna jump right into it. This is my experience with the at-home MelanX pill that I received from Charette Cosmetics. So first and foremost, this is my second chemical pill with Charette Cosmetics. I did a level 1 chemical pill in the office with them last year. Didn't have any trouble, just didn't get the results that I wanted. So that is why this year I did a level 2, which they recommended to me if I wanted to achieve more drastic results. Now let me tell y'all something, this pill is not cheap. So when they offered 40% off for Cyber Monday for their at-home kits, I jumped right on it. So the way this works, they send the kit to the house and you have to sign up for a time slot to virtually apply the pill with one of their estheticians. So I had to leave the pill on for 12 hours before I could rinse it off. And let me tell you, it was so uncomfortable. But this is exactly how my skin looked right after I rinsed off the pill. As you can see, it's a little bit inflamed and irritated, and that is probably due to the fact that I had to microneedle before applying the pill. But I feel like this is a good baseline for you to see how my skin looked before the peeling process started taking place. So this was the only clip that I could find of myself and my skin before I went through this peeling process. And as you can see, nothing too crazy, nothing too bad. I just wanted to get rid of a little bit of sunspots, a little, small spots of hyperpigmentation. And baby, I seen some before and after pictures where a man's freckles was removed. So I felt like this should go smoothly, like no issue at all. So anyway, moving on, let's go ahead and get into the process. This is still day 1 after the pill, and I'm just doing the aftercare with the products that they sent in the kit. You are only allowed to use the products that they sent in the kit for the first 28 days. So those products include a gentle cleanser, they send a retinol cream, a brightening cream, a healing cream is what they call it, and then they also send like a healing balm or something like that, which is just for like excessive irritation and itching, which just has the consistency of like Vaseline. So every single morning and every single night, I had to wash my face with the cleanser. I then applied the retinol cream. Then I had to go in and apply the brightening cream. And then I had to go in and apply the healing cream, which essentially is like SPF 50, and you have to wear that consistently to protect your skin, to make sure that you don't cause further damage while your skin is in this fragile state. Now baby, this little cream right here, this healing cream, this ain't made for nobody, okay? You're gonna be looking like a fool for like literally the first 3 weeks, because I don't care if you white, black, brown, purple, blue, green, this is not going to blend into your skin. It's not going to absorb into your skin. You're gonna have this white cast that looks like you have on a white mask all day. So I had to go around like this for weeks. Now moving on to day 2. This is what my skin looked like the next morning. Obviously more red, and already some peeling has started in the process. So also every morning and every night you have to send your photos to like their customer service line, where somebody's supposed to be reviewing your photos and responding to you based on how your skin looks. So I was doing what I was supposed to do. I was sending in my pictures every day. I was using only the products in the kit, and I was responding to them when they had any questions or what have you. So this is day 3. You can really start to see the peeling process has really started to take place, and like a lot of that redness like subsided. They had also suggested, since my skin was so red, especially if I had itching, to use 1% hydrocortisone cream, which I already have on hand. And let me just tell you, there was nothing fun about this process whatsoever. My skin was irritated, itchy, flaky, all of that. I would not do this experience again, trust me. So this is what my skin was looking like on day 4. A lot of the peeling was just sloughing off. And then the white cast from the healing cream just still remains because you cannot apply pressure when washing your skin. And then this is what my skin looked like on day 5. A lot of the skin had sloughed off with washing, but then I started to experience cracking and peeling around the mouth again. And now we're about to get into the nitty gritty of it, because once I got to day 6, day 7, which is what you're about to see right here, I had pretty much started having so much trouble. So this is what my face looked like the morning of January 15th. And this is what my face looked like the night of January 15th. Mind you, I got the peel done on January 9th. So needless to say, they started getting worried just like I was worried, because I'm sending them these pictures every day, letting them know my skin is unbearably itchy. My face is hot to the touch. This is an intolerable experience. So once they realized that hydrocortisone was doing nothing for me, then they recommended that I use a more intense steroid cream. So they recommended that I use triamcinolone. Now let me tell y'all, this experience was absolutely miserable. My face was itching so bad, I wanted to rip my face off. The only relief I got was putting ice packs on my face. I was so miserable during that time, I could barely bring myself to record updates to even make this video. And really, some of these videos, because the light was so bright, really didn't even do it justice on how bad my skin looked. So I tried to show y'all in different lighting. So these next pictures are from January 19th, and as you can see, like, the redness had calmed down a lot. The itchiness had calmed down a lot by this point too. But some of the areas that were really red, I mean, pretty much they just looked burned. And I'll be honest, at this point in the process, I was feeling a lot of regret. I mean, not only was I miserable, but my skin looked terrible. And I could tell from their responses when I was texting them that this was not how I was supposed to be looking at this point in the process. They kept asking me, was I using any other products than what they suggested? Was I using any scrubs on my face? And I was like, no, I have literally only used the products that were sent. Like, I'm a nurse. I would not risk using something else knowing that it could cause an adverse reaction. So this is how my skin looked on January 21st. As you can see, very terrible. I'm bad with math, so I don't know. I got the peel done on January 9th, and this is how my skin looked January 21st. But I will say that at this point, I did have a little bit of hope that based off how my skin looked, that those areas that were burned were just going to peel off. And I was just praying to God that he could take me back to the baseline of what my skin looked like before the peel. It didn't even have to be better. I just wanted my skin back. I was desperate. So moving on, this was January 24th. I believe that's like day 15 in the process. And as you can see, like, a lot of those areas that looked burned started to flake off, but my skin had like this gray cast around the edges that, y'all, I'll be honest, I thought it was gonna be there forever. Like, I was so panicked at this point. Like, I was so sad. I'm not even gonna lie. I was sad. So now jumping forward, this was January 26th. And like, all those really dark areas had flaked off, but my skin was still like super uneven. I mean, it was patchy and splotchy. Like I said, sometimes the videos didn't do justice how bad my skin really looked. But some progress was better than no progress, so I just took it. And so I don't even know what day this is. Some day after January 26th, probably the 27th, maybe the 28th. And they was pretty much done with me at this point. I had sent them my pictures, and even though my skin still wasn't looking that great, they was like, okay, like, you're reaching day 25 in this process. We just recommend that you follow up with your provider. And I'm like, y'all are my provider, okay? Like, tell me what the next steps I need to take to get my skin back to baseline, to get my skin back to where it was. But I just left it alone. I know they got celebrity clients, and that's probably where their priority is. So these were the last pictures that I sent them, and they were pretty much like, okay, enough. And this was my skin. I want to say this was like February 2nd, February 3rd, whatever they put in them creams, honey, it had me looking like Michael Jackson, okay? I was walking around here so uncomfortable, looking like a fool. But all I can say is thank God that it at least got me back to baseline, because as you can see, those little spots, those sunspots, baby, they didn't go anywhere. So I went through all of that to remove those sunspots under my eyes to try to get more even skin tone, and they still there. And so this is what my skin looks like now. I recorded this like 2 weeks ago. Today is March 1st. So my skin pretty much looks the same. As you can see, I still have the sunspots underneath my eyes. But all I can say is that I'm grateful. I'm grateful that the worst of the peel, the worst of the process didn't remain on my face, okay? At least I am back at baseline, and all of that to say, honey, I will never be doing this again. And I do mean never. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And I'm interested to know if any of you have ever had chemical peels before and what your experience was. And then of course, if you have any questions about things I did not mention in the video, especially if it is specific to the MelanX pill, you can leave your comments down below.